stick to go to work. I don't remember what I was talking about. I think it had something to do with getting off the computer. Yeah. I'm getting off the computer. Doesn't mean I'm not going to use it. It just means that I'm going to greatly reduce my amount of computer time. I'm already doing that. I'm not checking out at work. When I get home, it's not the first thing I do. What I tend to do when I get home is check out the news headlines and just dissect it. And every time I read an article, it's never just reading a single article. It's always reading a dozen articles on the same topic to get multiple points of view to either support or dismiss the material that I originally was reading. Plus, using biblical perspective. I used to read my scriptures for 2-3 hours a night. Now I'm just reading news headlines all the time. Because there was a time where I wasn't so consumed with the daily fallout. Now it's just constantly, resourcing things, and I can say I'm burned out, and I can also say that it's just not. There's going to be a day where I'm not going to have the internet anymore, so it's probably better for me to wean myself off of it anyway. Because even though my mind is active and engaged, I'm looking at a screen, which is no different than watching the television. I've already pretty much kicked the television out of the house. What's the difference about the computer? I mean, sure, I'm not playing video games, at least not all the time. I hardly ever make time to play a video game. But I do it from time to time. Sometimes you just need that mindlessness, that kind of social checkout thing. But, I went through a period where everything was Facebook. Everybody was putting, news and stuff. They were using the Facebook for something other than putting your dirty laundry out on posts, So, I did a lot of rabbit trailing using Facebook, I can tell you that. But, at a certain point, I had to cut that off, too. And, YouTube, to a certain degree, has become kind of a surrogate for that. I don't use the YouTube nearly as much as I was when I was, Facebooking and MySpacing and all that. I didn't really care for MySpace. It looks like MySpace has become kind of a platform for indie bands and stuff. So that's kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm not really interested in promoting my mad guitar skills. I don't really care. But, Facebook just became the rabbit trail machine for me. I was just constantly on Facebook. And, I knew it was, part of the NSA spy grid, but, I was using it and spitting on it at the same time. I wasn't putting, photos of my entire family. And every time I went to the bathroom, wasn't getting posted on it. So I was using it for the opposite of what it tends to get used for. But YouTube has kind of become that for me again. Though I admit I don't use the YouTube nearly as much as I was using Facebook. Oh gosh, that became disgusting. That became obtuse. There's just people were always sending me articles. You know, I had like 500 friends who were people I didn't even know. You know, how's the person your friend when you don't even know them? I mean, they may or may not have been actual people. You know what I mean. But yeah, I'm going to move toward more, doing things and, getting my life back, because, spending all your time on the computer is not necessarily getting your life back. Like, it becomes the same kind of thing that a TV does. It becomes a babysitter. Keeps you docile. Keeps you from being active. Though I'm not saying that for everybody. I'm just saying for me, I just spend a lot of time clickety-clackety, and between YouTube and my emails, it's just like, my email is just basically a junk box for solicitation. Kind of like the mailbox. I don't really get mail from people. I don't really get a lot of pertinent email in my inbox. Which makes Facebook kind of fun, because it's the only, the only platform where I actually get, posts and messages from people that, it's actually kind of, trying to find the word. It's actually kind of engaging. I'm getting messages from people that I want to, I actually want to read, instead of just getting, oh yeah, Sportsman's Guide is giving you another 20% off for blah blah blah. But anyway, I was just limiting all that. It's time to get back into the scriptures, because I'm wondering if maybe in the future people won't even have Bibles, because half the people have all moved over to this electronic Bible, on their little handheld devices and stuff, and then the other half, they're going to have their Bibles just confiscated. See, I think I'm joking. I know I'm laughing, but I'm really not joking. Just like Nazi Germany, you'll be burning books, and they'll become scarce, just like in the days of Judah Maccabee. Anybody caught with the Torah scroll was worthy of death. Blah blah, and all that, and all that. Yeah. Oh, Zach Nixon. Did you ever go onto the reservation and find out any information concerning portals and giants and stuff like that? So I was really curious if you heard any fancy tales or anything, because I'm not privy to those kinds of things. So you were saying something about being in the being in the Indian graveyard where you've got like 40-foot tombs. That's crazy. That's nuts. If there's anything else, any more of that kind of stuff, man, throw it my way, because I'm curious. Anyway, I haven't seen anything like that. Though I've seen, you know, lots of images of, you know, giant remains being uncovered. Stuff like that. Anyway, that stuff I find fascinating. Anyway. Anyway, this I'm counting on this level of internet access being cut off before too long. You know, I'm still counting. This is like day 12 of a 150-day count, and we'll find out whether what I think is going on is actually what's going on. Anyway, man-caused chaos is a completely different thing than the wrath of God type chaos, you know what I mean? What man thinks he can create as far as levels of devastation are nothing compared to the levels of magnitude greater judgment that comes from heaven. And this generation will see that. We don't die first. Messiah said himself, this generation will by no means pass away until all things are fulfilled. And so we must tarry. And tarry we shall.